Hello everyone, I'm Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the chapter 1 of Compiler Design, Introduction to Compiler, Lecture 1. In this chapter, the topics to be covered are translator, difference between compiler and interpreter, context of compiler, analysis and synthesis model of compilation, phases of compiler, path structure, and types of compiler. So first, in this lecture, we will learn translator, difference between compiler and interpreter, context of compiler, analysis and synthesis model of compilation. So what is translator? Translator is a program that takes one form of program as an input and converts it into another form. Means translator takes source program as an input and converts it into target program and generate the error messages if there are any errors. So source program can be higher level language or lower level language, and target program can be lower level language or machine language. High level language means the language in which we run the code. For example, C, C++, Java. And lower level language means assembly language, which has the instructions like move, add, multiplication. So if our source program is a higher level language, then translator will convert it into lower level language or machine language. And if our source program is lower level language, means assembly language, then our translator will convert it into machine language and it will generate the error messages if there are any. So there are three types of translators available. First one is compiler, second one is interpreter, and third one is assembler. So first we will learn what is compiler. So compiler converts the higher level language into lower level language or machine language. So if there are no errors in the source program, that it will convert the source program into target program. So here you can see our source program in C language. So compiler will convert the C code into machine code if there are no error in this code. So compiler scan the whole program and convert it into machine code. So to convert into machine code, compiler needs to generate intermediate code for effective result. Next translator is interpreter. Interpreter does the same processes as compiler does, but interpreter converts the higher level language into machine language line by line. So here you can see the first line of C code, which is void main. So interpreter scan the one line and convert it into machine language and generate the error messages if there are any. Then it will scan the next line and convert it into machine language and then generate the error if there are any. So interpreter converts the code into target program line by line. So it does not require to generate intermediate code before generating machine code, as it does the process line by line. So now it will scan line by line of code and convert it into machine code. What is difference between compiler and interpreter? First difference is compiler scans the entire program and translate it as a whole into machine code, while interpreter converts one statement at a time into machine code. So compiler generates intermediate code before converting it into machine code, while interpreter does not generate intermediate code, as it does not require to generate intermediate code because it converts into machine code line by line. Third difference is in compiler, error is displayed after entire program is checked, while in interpreter, error is displayed for every instruction interpreted, if any. Then fourth difference is memory requirement is more in compiler because it generates the intermediate code, and memory requirement is less in interpreter. Last difference is the example of compiler, C compiler, the example of interpreter, Python. Now the third translator is assembler. So assembler is a translator which takes assembly code as an input and converts it into machine code as an output. means it converts lower level language into machine language. So here you can see the assembly code. So assembler will convert this assembly code into machine code, and it will generate any error messages if there are any error. So these are the three types of translators: compiler, interpreter, and assembler. We are not going to learn all the translators. We are just interested in compiler only. So first, context of compiler. So context of compiler is also called as a cousins of compiler, because along with the compiler there are multiple software used to help compiler to convert source program into target program. For example, preprocessor, linker, loader, and assembler. So these all are also called as the cousins of compiler. So before entering into compiler, our source program is passed into preprocessor. And preprocessor will perform following functions. First one is file inclusion, second one is macro processing. So what is file inclusion? So if we write a C code, then the starting lines will be hash lines, means it can be hash include, hash define. So preprocessor will remove hash lines by including the files into our program. For example, if our function of our line is hash include stdio.h, then preprocessor will remove this line and it will add the required header files into our program. Then second function is macro processing, means it also allows user to define macros. So the constant value will be replaced by adding the files from the library. So then preprocessor convert the source program into modified source program. So in modified source program, there are no hash lines in it. So then this modified source program will be passed to the compiler, and then compiler will convert this modified source program into target program. So our target program will be assembly language, means lower level language. So compiler convert higher level language into lower level language, and that lower level language will be passed to assembler as an input, and assembler will convert this assembly language into machine language as an output. So here you can see that assembler has converted assembly language into relocatable object code or relocatable machine code. Now there are two types of machine codes. First one is relocatable object code and second one is absolute object code. So the difference between relocatable and absolute is that relocatable machine code is not at the proper location where we want. It can be anywhere in the memory, and relocatable machine code also allowed the movement of program, and the source program can be in different modules. So relocatable code does not link the code into single program. Still there are the programs are divided into multiple parts. So in relocatable code the program is in different parts and also it is not at the proper location. So and in absolute code the code has been converted into single program and it is at the proper location where we want. Now assembler has converted code into relocatable code, then that code will be passed to the linker. So now linker will make single program from a several files of relocatable machine code, and then that single program will be passed to the loader, and loader will take that relocatable machine code and alter the address of that relocatable machine code. Then it will place that altered instruction into memory at the proper location. So now loader has converted that relocatable object code into absolute machine code. So this is how the process works to convert one source program into absolute machine code. First, it passed to the preprocessor. Then preprocessor removes hash lines and convert it into a pure higher level language, and that pure higher level language will be passed to the compiler. So compiler will convert that pure higher level language into assembly language, and that assembly language will be passed to the assembler. So assembler will convert it into relocatable object code, and then that relocatable object code will be passed to the linker. So linker will convert the different files into single program, and then it pass the single program to loader, and loader will perform the following functions and convert the relocatable code into absolute machine code. Preprocessor, assembler, linker, and loader are also called as the cousins of compiler. Now the next topic is analysis and synthesis model of compilation. So there are two parts of compilation. First one is analysis phase and second one is synthesis phase. So first our source program is passed to the analysis phase, and then analysis phase convert it into intermediate representation. So intermediate representation can be in any of form like 3 address code, Polish notations, postfix notations, or abstract syntax tree. It can be in any of form, and then that code will be passed to the synthesis phase, and then synthesis phase will generate the machine code. So this is the process that first our code is passed to the analysis phase, then analysis phase will convert it into intermediate code. So this intermediate code is error free. Now that error free code will be passed to the synthesis phase. So synthesis phase is used to convert it into another form, which is machine language. So analysis part breaks up the source program into different parts and creates one intermediate representation of code. So analysis phase consists of 3 sub phases. First one is lexical analysis, then second one is syntax analysis, then third one is semantic analysis. So lexical analysis generate the source program. Lexical analysis generate the tokens from a source program and it pass to the syntax analysis. Then syntax analysis generate the syntax tree from that tokens, and then semantic analysis find the meaning of a source program, and all these three phases are used to solve the errors generated by a program. So after solving all the errors, the error-free code is stored into intermediate representation, and that intermediate representation will be passed to the synthesis pass, and synthesis phase will convert into target program from the intermediate representation. So synthesis phase consists of a two sub phases. First one is code optimization and second one is code generation. So there are total 6 phases in analysis and synthesis phase. That first one is lexical, syntax, and semantic, and then the output of these 3 phases are stored into a intermediate representation, which is our 4th phase, and then that intermediate representation pass the output into code optimization. So that is our 5th phase, and then code optimization reduce the size of code, and it will pass that reduce code to code generation, which is our 6th phase, and then code generation will convert the source program into target program, which is our assembly language or a machine language. So next topic is phases of compiler. So phases of compiler consist of analysis phase and synthesis phase. So all these 6 sub phases of analysis phase and synthesis phase are included in phases of compiler. So we will learn these 6 phases in detail in our next lecture. And in this lecture we have learned different types of translators, context of compiler, and analysis and synthesis model of compiler. And in our next lecture, we will learn phases of compiler, path structure of compiler, and different types of compiler.